So a former Mafia boss that goes by the name of Michael Franzese has went ahead and spoken out on the Andrew Tate situation. Michael was sentenced to 10 years prison time for the actions he did, along with his father was sentenced to 50 years in prison. Michael is now well known as a motivational speaker / writer, and he makes videos on YouTube. He is also featured with a video of him sharing his story and how he made $10 million in a week as a Mafia boss.
I recently did a video on the Andrew Tate matter, his most recent arrest, and I got a lot of comments, mostly in support of what I had to say. There were some that took issue with what I had to say, believing that I was defending Andrew Tate. And in some ways I was. What I was defending really, his right to be assumed to be innocent until proven guilty. And some people took offense to that. And I understand the people that took offense to that were those people that don't like Andrew.
Now, he makes a very valid point. Literally everybody that is hating on him have been waiting for this and wanting to see the downfall of Andrew Tate for so long. People just hate to see a successful man spreading such a huge message.
Now, we know that he's a controversial guy. He's got a lot of people that he's rubbed wrong. They disagree with a lot of things that he said. And let me get this out here really clear. I am not misogynistic in any way, shape, or form. So I am not in any way misogynistic, nor do I defend being misogynistic in any way. I've had conversations and texts with Andrew back and forth, and I understand what he's trying to say. I think, especially when it comes to telling young men to be men. Now, he does in some ways have an abrasive way of saying it. He does kind of throw his chest out. I don't get offended by it because I understand what he's saying. A lot of men don't get offended by it because they understand what he's saying. And there are a lot of women that are not offended by it either.
One thing you have to remember is a lot of stuff gets taken out of context, and regardless of what you say, there is always going to be somebody that doesn't like it, and somebody who is against it. You cannot please and entertain absolutely everybody.
I am very, very strong in the legal principle that we are innocent until proven guilty. Why? Well, based upon my own personal experience. Look, I've said this many times. My father was a made member of organized crime. He was an underboss in the Colombo family. He obviously committed criminal activity throughout his life. He went to trial a few times, and he eventually went to trial for masterminding a nationwide string of bank robberies. He was convicted and sentenced to 50 years in prison. Out of that 50, he did 40 years in prison. And I will tell you, as I sit here right now, I will take it to my grave. My dad was no bank robber. He was framed on that case.
Now, this is one thing people are worried about is the police planting evidence, etc. in Tate's house, vehicles while he is not there, and being set up / staged for something he actually hasn't done. And these things do happen, and people get sent down for crimes they haven't done, and years down the line, it gets proven that it actually wasn't them, and they are innocent.
Newsday, big publication on Long Island, gave her a lie detector test. She passed with flying colors. Okay, FBI agents, news reporters have said it was a bad case that my father was framed. So does these things happen? Yes. So the legal system is not always fair. I think the mistake that Andrew made, okay, you cannot thumb your nose in the face of powerful people who disagree with you ideologically. You just can't do it. John Gotti did it, made a terrible mistake. It cost him his life. Joe Colombo did it. Terrible mistake. It cost him his life. When you buck the system in that regard, okay, it's a problem. People are going to come after you. Andrew knew that people were coming after you. He said it about a month ago in an interview with Zuby. For me, it's a coincidence that he butted heads with the darling of the left, Greta Thunberg, the climate activist, okay, and a day or two later, he's behind bars. I don't like that. I'll be honest with you. It's a strange coincidence. Now, let me make this clear, too. I don't have any more information about this case than any of you do. You're making up your minds based upon how you feel about Andrew. Well, I'm making up my mind based upon what I think to be the right thing. And the right thing is Andrew Tate and his brother are innocent until proven guilty.
So many conspiracies on this whole theory with Greta, and I really don't know what to believe. It's very interesting that after their back and forth argument, this happens. What do you think?
So he and his brother are held for 30 days. Along with that, there were two other suspects arrested, two women. One of them was the girlfriend of Andrew, and they worked. Supposedly, it was these four in this alleged ring that's accused of doing whatever it is that they were supposed to have done. Now, they detained the women also for 30 days. That's a little suspicious for me because from what I'm told, Romanian jails, they're hellholes. They're rat infested, they're cockroach infested. Why do they do that? Well, they want to hold you without bail. They want to get you to crack. They want informants. They want somebody to tell on somebody else. Is that happening here? I don't know. Is it a possibility? Of course it is. Because that's how law enforcement works.
I'll make sure to link down below the full video, as it's a very good watch and it was very cool to hear him speak his own opinion. And I think the main thing he says, which is very important, is innocent until proven guilty. What do you guys think on this? Make sure to comment your thoughts down below, like, subscribe and turn our notifications on.